Welcome, everyone, to our webinar featuring the Entrepreneurship and Education focus area that is a part of our Masters of Science in Education International Teaching and Global Leadership program here at the Johns Hopkins School of Education. My name is Serena Stewart. I am Associate Director of Admissions. And we are just so thrilled that you are here to join us wherever you are around the world. It is bright and early here on the East Coast. So we are just so excited that you are here with us today. I'm going to right now pass it over to Dr. Trexler, who is a faculty member in the ITGL program, so he can introduce himself and get us started with the webinar here today.
Well, good morning, everyone, and hello to everyone around the world. We're really excited for you to be with us today here at Johns Hopkins School of Education. This is the Entrepreneurship and Education Program Focus Area webinar. And my name again is Dr. Mark Trexler. I'm an assistant professor in our program, full-time faculty, and I'm also the Entrepreneurship Program Area Faculty Advisor, and I also coordinate our extended learning, experiential learning program, which we'll be talking about shortly here in today's webinar. Most excitingly, I teach AI in education, advanced instructional strategies, which takes the form of learning design, creating learning instruction, and then I also teach our action research for school improvement course in the ITGL program. So to give you a broad overview of the ITGL program itself, we truly believe that we are promoting and adopting you to an expansive view of the role of education today. We certainly know that there are many areas that are under change, and we, as a research faculty here at Johns Hopkins School of Education, stay up to date on what are those, in some cases, new roles for educators. We really like prioritizing the infusion totally of educational experts, global leaders in diverse fields and industries. And I think that is particularly important under the whole area of entrepreneurship, especially in the educational world. And so one of the things we ask you to do as part of this whole area of program focus is to kind of re-envision education. We know that there are many challenges right now, and so we ask you to look into the future to prepare all of our educational roles and careers. And so we set you up to do that as an effective educational leader. And that's the areas of concentration for this entrepreneurship program focus area. So in your coursework, we have kind of laid out this type of program. We have core courses in the ITGL program that you would take. We have ITGL focus area courses, and then we have, as you heard, I coordinate the extended learning internships and applied learning experiences for our program. And then we culminate that all together into a very career-oriented portfolio that you can certainly take out and show the world truly the research you did with us, the applied learning you did with us, and truly the learning that has occurred while you're with us in the program. So let's look across some of the skills that you'll be learning with us for really to get you ready as future careers in global education. We truly see you when you're in coursework with us, when you're here with us in the School of Education. We truly see you as educational leaders. And so with that, we've focused in on these sets of skills. And we really see you to do interdisciplinary knowledge, skills, and perspectives. We're looking at including your language proficiency and intercultural communication. We really want you to leave our school with a setup towards leadership competencies. And of course, we always in education want to focus on having equity and ethically minded leaders in our educational areas. So all these combined doing data-informed decision making are incredibly important. We know as you go out and become an entrepreneurship leader in this field of education, and truly international global education is really our focus. So you may be wondering why entrepreneurship in education. So we really think about three pillars in this area. We want and give you the opportunity during your coursework and time with us to be innovators. We have a very strong partnership, as you will see in a second, with our Pava Center of Entrepreneurship here at Johns Hopkins. And there you would be able to innovate with ideas, not only just with us as faculty in the School of Education, but also in our Entrepreneurship Center, where there are faculty who are ready to hear your entrepreneurship ideas in education. We will give you the opportunity to do leadership activities, not just only in coursework, but also out in our experiential learning program. You'll have the ability to lead a project. You'll have the ability to present on current research in the field, not just entrepreneurship, but anything within the realm of international education. Our faculty will make sure that you are facilitated to lead that effort. And then we want sustainability. So we just don't say goodbye to you after graduation, but we stay in contact with you. And we want to see that sustainability as you take your ideas of entrepreneurship and education out into the world. So we are always here. We have over time now in ITGL, we have built up an incredible alumni base. And that alumni base itself is out there networking with Johns Hopkins faculty and other faculty across the university to make sure that your entrepreneurship that you start with us in the ITGL program maintains. So we're very excited about that. So you will be given in this focus area the ability to design your project, launch it while you're with us, and then sustain that educational venture. And so truly, any idea is acceptable. And again, as I mentioned in the beginning here of the webinar, we know that the educational world is changing at a very quick pace. So we want to keep up with that with our design, our effective launch of our idea, and to sustain that educational venture into international education today. And so we will make sure as a faculty that we will get you set up to do that. So we really see that this is an alignment with international education in our program. In the coursework, we're going to talk about global systems and the efficiency to running a business in this international climate. It is very challenging, but I know that the students that we intake in our program in ITGL are very much up for these types of challenges. We talk a lot about cross-cultural leadership, the importance of cross-cultural leadership in our educational world today, because again, we truly see you as international global leaders, not just as a student at Johns Hopkins, but we are trying to develop you out to becoming a cross-cultural leader in this alignment to this educational, international education environment. And of course, one of the things we ask you to focus on is equity. That whatever you design with us from an entrepreneurial standpoint has complete and equitable values on an international scale. So we are not just designing entrepreneur projects for America. We are designing for every international country you make your business, once you launch it, will come in contact with. So we are very excited about that aspect of the program. So you may be wondering, what would my course sequence look like as I go through the ITGL program? And so we've given you a starting point as to what that would look like. So we're beginning here with the fall 2026 course sequence. And so you would begin right out. We jump right into it and we get you started with global trends in education. We also get you started with an introductory part to entrepreneurship in education. So I think right away you should begin to see how we're blending, right? We're talking about global trends in education, but then again, we see you as an entrepreneurship leader, so we want to set you up correctly there. We know right now in education, one of the greatest disruptors is artificial intelligence. So we offer you a course in AI in education where you can go as deep as you choose to studying AI and its effects in education. This course was designed by one of our renowned leaders on an international scale who is in contact with many different resources on AI on an international basis. So it's a very exciting course. I happen to teach the course this past fall, and I had amazing students with me in ITGL where they learned a great bit. And some of those students were entrepreneurship students. We keep going. We have you in a planning and a new venture course that really gets you focused in on goals towards your future. And then we provide you with a teacher leadership seminar. And then part of my role too is to set you up with a truly matched, of your choice, by the way, extended learning placement. So we do not assign you an extended learning. Instead, we feel the need to offer you various opportunities with extended learning. And I think you should note that because that stresses how we see you as entrepreneurship leaders, where you get to make the choice, you get to make the match as to who you want to pair up with as you begin your career and development in this very exciting entrepreneurship area. And then many of the same coursework is followed up, but we go deeper, we go far deeper into the research with global leadership. We provide you the ability to learn how to design effective instruction on an international scale. Some of that is bringing in AI tools because right now we're seeing a great infusion of AI tools in how we create effective international instruction. So that all becomes an important part. And then during the spring, we ask you to launch your entrepreneurship idea and engage for the effectiveness there. We don't stop and only do your experiential learning opportunity for one semester. We continue it into a second semester. So you're getting 2 solid times of extended learning as part of your programming here at Johns Hopkins ITGL program. And we feel that's a very necessary need that when you launch an idea as part of your entrepreneurship idea, you get 2 full semesters with your mentor who is working with you on creating your entrepreneurship idea. And then you finish up in the summer of 2027 with coursework with Action Research for Education. And we want to make sure before you leave us and graduate, we want to make sure you sustain your venture. So we offer you a course that goes deep into the research as to how you would sustain an entrepreneurship venture here on an international platform. So what students in a graduate school arena do is the entrepreneurship focus? So we have kind of summarized this in we really are looking for, and you may be looking for too, want to start and scale your education adventures. You're probably a student that enjoys real world problem solving. The whole reason you're here on today's webinar is I am sure that you are interested in solving problems across an international landscape in education. And there are many out there, and there are many that will come up in the future that will need effective leadership. We want to connect your leadership, policy, and innovation together. We want to truly, while the time you're with us, get that momentum going and really truly aspire you to be founders, entrepreneurs, and really doctoral researchers in our program here at Johns Hopkins. So we want to describe today the learning ecosystem. So when you begin with us in the fall, what can you expect? So I broke this slide down, but I'm actually going to invite in one of our ITGL alumni to describe far better than what I could do this morning during today's webinar. And so there's three kind of areas we're going to describe for you today at today's webinar. There's the in-class activities that you're going to do, because certainly that would involve your leadership and entrepreneurship coursework, your venture planning, and then you have outside of class activities, which would be indeed your experiential learning placements. We do hackathons now here in ITGL, which are very exciting. And then we do extracurricular, which we're going to illustrate for you on today's webinar, where truly we bring in guest speakers and hold alumni events. We can check in with you and you can gain exposure to some of these leaders. And throughout the program, almost every day, every week, you will have the opportunity to network and enrich your own opportunity should you choose to come on board with us here at Johns Hopkins ITGL. And so with that today, I'd like to introduce one of our ITGL alumni. I can't thank Tony enough for being with us today. Tony was with us in last year's cohort, and he's an amazing student and now an amazing alumni leading his entrepreneurship venture. So Tony, please introduce yourself this morning.
Thank you so much, Dr. Chexer. Thank you so much for the introduction. Hi, I'm Tony, and I was a ITGL alumni last year, and I'm an entrepreneurship track, and very excited to share my own stories and my own experience with you guys today. And I really hope my experience can be really helpful for you guys.
Well,
So,
great. Thank you,
yeah,
Tony.
yeah.
Could you please go through maybe a little bit about your resume right there on the screen?
Yeah, sure. So actually, I founded my own company about 3 years ago, and I'm trying to improve my ideas every year. And after I graduated from the Johns Hopkins ITGLs, I decided to improve my company to different positions. So my company is called Nova, and but right now I'm trying to connect with a NOAA platform. I'm trying to connect all international students in my platform, and we help with each other. We're trying to provide their unique resources. So we're trying to give them more safety in United States. I'm trying to have more people and to organize everyone, especially who stay alone in United States. And it's kind of their education I want to do in the future and right now. So, uh, yeah, thank you so much for the sharing. I'm very excited.
Thank you so much, Tony. We're
Yeah.
so excited for you to be with us today. So, one of the things in the previous slide, would you mind going through what it was for you to do in-class coursework in this program where it truly stressed about the entrepreneurship side of the program?
Yeah, about their in-class experience. So that was actually the most unexpected part for me. In the ITGL programs, entrepreneurship students always get the most attentions, especially in the first, in the very beginning. And this is because we all have a very different understanding of what it means to start our own business or to start our own futures. That's totally different things. So I found the coursework in ITGL can is very systematic and it's give you very strong foundations about knowledges in the textbook. And even you just have a very simple ideas, you can learn so much in those classes to make it real. just like the Dr. Trexler said about the planning your ventures, you can just have your ideas and uh, work with your classmate and work with your partner and your professors and make your ideas become real. So the real since it's right here, the professors is not just your teacher, it's always your friends all the time. So many of them are the real CEOs or have actual business experience. You can find this kind of resources. You cannot find this kind of resources anywhere else. So it's very unique. And so here's my advice. If you have problem with your startup, with your idea, with your startup, ask your professors. And remember to be very specific. If your question is very specific, they can give you very useful help. So, and actually for the entrepreneur, the textbook is not enough, I think. So besides learning from books, you must learn how to find and use the good resources like the power center, like the students from other college, for other schools and your professors. And the most important thing is your future as the founder. You can start right here. It's very good beginning. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Tony. And then if we can maybe go ahead and advance the slide and talk about some of the experiential learning. So this would be obviously for our students, and Tony had a great experience with the experiential learning part of this. Tony, what was experiential learning for you as we got out into doing hackathons, co-planning those together, and your experiential learning experiences in our program?
Yeah, actually, I just talk about the in-class time and the most important things for ITGL classes is outside of the classes, especially the external learning. We talked about before so the external learning is the most important part. So, as educator or the entrepreneur, you need real experience. You need to touch the real society, the real world. So you can choose the mentors or companies you want to work with in the very beginning. And you may choose if you want to be a teacher. You can choose to be a teaching assistant at local school. If you want to learn management, you can work with the real project in a real company. And if you want to do the research, you can work with PhD students or the professors at the School of Education to do your research. And here's very specific tip I think. So if you have enough energy, you can talk with Dr. Trexler. It's possible to have two external learning at the same time if you want, because we cannot limit it your power. We want you to learn more. We want you to touch more things, to learn more things. That's the most important thing. So actually, uh, the hackathon in this year, the AI in education is new courses, I think. So about AI, we're in the AI society right now. So as entrepreneurship, you must put AI into your work, into your company. And the good news is you in today, you don't have to have any coding or the software skills right now. You can just use the cloud, use the Gemini to do the coding things. So it's very easy for us, especially I don't have for my personal, I don't have any coding background, but I still using AI for coding. For my website, for the structures. So and last week I spoke with a senior leaders at Zhenge Fund. Zhenge Fund is very famous in China, and they early invested the miners and Little Red Book a couple of years ago. They taught me very specific, very clearly. In the future, they will not invest any in companies with no AI. So that's very important. So remember that. And that's that's why I think the Dr. Trexler has been trying to provide students a platform like the hackathon, especially for education students to learn what is AI, to learn what is the technologies. A hackathon is the best way to take an idea to make it real very quickly. And just a short time, maybe 24 hours or 48 hours, 1 or 2 days. You can just have one really simple ideas and to have your product can be shown to other people. So for us, especially in education, especially in the entrepreneur education, so we open we have a lot of knowledge in the brain, but the hard thing is how to turn that knowledge to the real product is very hard. And ITGL is a very good platform for us to do that. So there, like the investor, like the Gen Fund wants to see actions, not just your idea. They want to see your real actions. They want to see how to use tools like AI to solve the real problems. So that's very amazing things to combine the AI with educations in the classroom right now. And I really strongly recommend you take those classes if you have opportunity to do that. Don't miss that. Don't miss that. I I want to take the AI in education you introduced the very in the first slide, but I don't have the chance to do that. Thank you.
Thank you, Tony. And I think as we can all hear on this webinar, the testimonial of Tony is how we truly want you to apply your experiences and apply your areas of coursework to the many different opportunities we have here on the Johns Hopkins campus with the PAVA Center, our partnership there, our partnership out to our extended learning opportunities and entrepreneurship. So yes, I mean, we want to hear your ideas and we want to hear about some of the things you want to do after you graduate from our program. So if we can take a look at the next area that we could give comment to. So it's not just enough to even do those activities. We actually bring entrepreneurship leaders here to campus so our students can ask effective questions of them and really share and exchange ideas. So Tony was a part of this group where we brought in a School of Education alumni themselves, Jess Gardner, who is a group vice president of resource planning solutions at Power School. And Power School is considered an entrepreneur leader in our field. And while she was here, she was able to do a lecture for our students, but also provide our students a private meeting where they could share and exchange ideas with Jess Gardner, and they talked about things from starting an experience of entrepreneurship and then some of the ideas that they were thinking about. Tony, can you give any additional comments to bringing in guest speakers to ITGL?
Yeah. So I'm very lucky for last year, the J.C. Gardner just came to visit the School of Education in Johns Hopkins. So she is a graduate student of their School of Education. She's right now a vice president at Power School. And when we talk about a lot about how to start your own business, how to prepare your group to prepare your business. The conversation really gave me the real experience that the money cannot buy from the classroom. So we shared our concerns, we shared our experience in the discussion. The JC Gardner just taught me one thing there, like a couple years ago. Engineer is very expensive, but for right now, it's very cheap. That's really interesting ideas. So that's make me to start my new ideas very fast. Like I come back to my own home and I open my computer and I'm trying to search the information I want. I hope to code by myself, even I don't have any coding experience. I want to try to use AI to code my own websites. That make me very exciting. So that really gave me a big impact of my future entrepreneur journey, but my experience is very unique. So yeah, thanks so much for the sharing.
Yeah. Thank you,
Yeah.
Tony, for sharing those experiences. So both Tony gave us a fantastic review of in our coursework, experiential learning, and then extracurricular activities as well. And as we move forward, as you choose to join us, we plan on continuing to do things like hackathons on the screen right now into the future for ITGL. We plan on continuing to invite guest speakers in to talk to entrepreneur students. And of course, we continue to have the ongoing partnership with various university departments, especially the Pava Center of Entrepreneurship here at Johns Hopkins. So, and again, it's amazing, and Tony is a great testimony to this. We have an amazing alumni pathways for you after ITGL. And clearly, as you saw on Tony's slide, he is the CEO, he is the leader of Nova International Education. He's here with us today because he's committed to helping as an alumni. We have also other alumni who have been employed at UNICEF. We have a founder and director at Yitong Education Early Childhood Center. And we have a director of innovative pedagogy who is also a professor at one of our international universities. And so the pillars of this is incredible. I'm very excited to say on this webinar that many of our alumni host for the experiential learning program. So their way, certainly, of giving back is not only what Tony's doing today to give great testimony to the effectiveness of our ITGL program, but also to host for experiential learning as educational entrepreneur leaders themselves. So while you're a graduate student with us, you can connect in on the ed tech and AI, you can connect in on their organization, and you can connect in on helping them do further research on their entrepreneurship area. So in conclusion today, I hope that this webinar was informative for all of you. Um, and you heard directly from one of our entrepreneur alumni that your success, your engagement in the program, the opportunities we provide to you can set you up to be truly an international entrepreneurship leader in education. And we'd be happy to answer any questions right now, but we are so glad that you joined us with us today for this webinar, and we're very happy to see you and your applications for enrollment into our program for the upcoming school year. So thank you very much.
Sorry, I was looking for my unmute button. Thank you to all of our attendees. At this time, we do have some time for questions. So if you have any questions for Dr. Trexler or Tony, please put them in our Q&A so that we can answer any questions you might have about the ITGL program, about the entrepreneurship and education focus area, or about the experience that you get after graduating ITGL. If you have any admissions questions, I'm happy to answer those as well, so you can pop those in the Q&A. In the meantime, while we're waiting for your questions, just wanted to encourage you to stay connected to our program. Like I introduced myself earlier, my name is Serena Stewart, and I am the person in the admissions office who handles all of our questions from our prospective ITGL students. So if you email our office, I'm the other person on the other side of that email. You can also feel free to reach out to the ITGL program. And then I will encourage you to pop onto YouTube on the JHU School of Education channel. There is an entire playlist of webinars just like this. So if you want any additional information, that is a treasure trove of past videos from different faculty members in the program. So we'll wait just a couple minutes to see if there are any questions that come in before we end today's discussion. Okay, we did just have a question pop in. So either Tony or Dr. Trexler, whichever one of you want to answer this one, what is the weekly workload like? And if someone needs to work a little bit while attending school, is that something that you think is possible with the program?
So Tony,
Oh
why
yeah,
don't yeah, okay,
I
go
can, I
ahead.
can I can share that. So generally, you will spend around the workload like 20 hours a week, I think, especially in the reading the materials and prepare for the presentation. And actually, if you have extra time, you can get more connections with other people. That's where spend more time not actually in the classroom, but that as an entrepreneurship, you should to trying to get more connections, more networking with other people. But actually, in the about homework, about coursework, about I think about 20 hours a week. That not too much, I think. Yeah.
Awesome. So another question is that Tony, you had mentioned that you can apply to multiple rounds of extended learning. So can you either one of you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, sure. The extended learning is not just a internship. It's a little bit different. It's more help you to trying different things. Like if you want to do the research, you have planned to apply the doctor in the future. Yeah, if you have time, just like I mentioned, you will spend around 20 hours a week in about the materials. But if you want to prepare, you want to learn more things, you can try to talk with Dr. Traxler and to um, specific your own plan, your own goals in the futures. And yeah, you can try. You can try to have two external learning at same time if you have energies. I recommend to do that. I did that before, but that's gonna cost a lot of your attentions. So be prepared for that.
Right. And typically, thank you, Tony, for that response. And typically, we would like you to finish one out for, let's say, your fall semester. And then you can certainly engage and discuss with me what a potential opportunity might be going into the spring semester. You may be involved in a project that would last 2 semesters. So that's the part where I think our program stands out is that you have complete access to discussing things with your faculty. And so we work through those things. And indeed, if your experiential learning looks at that you would like to take on two separate areas, we could certainly entertain that in the program.
Awesome. So another attendee asked a question about not having any education experience. They have a degree in accounting, but still want to do the program. Would you want to talk about that, Dr. Trexler?
Yes, absolutely. Thank you for that question. Absolutely. As you begin to grow into your career, we certainly understand that people, especially in this area of entrepreneurship, want to truly carry into this field of education their business skills. And that is absolutely accepted into our program. We love working with students, and we currently do have students who have various degrees in business and they are applying those skills now, those skill sets they learned in undergrad into our graduate program here at Johns Hopkins. So yes, we totally understand as things move around in international education, we certainly would definitely consider students. We do not require that you have had to have done an undergraduate degree of some type in education. We, especially into our entrepreneurship area, we actually value and covet the skills you bring to us from the business world.
Great. And I'm gonna put in a plug for other webinars with this next question. Someone is really interested in creative and arts-based education and wants to know about how the program might support that. So with that, I will say that we do have other extended other focus area webinars coming up, and one of them is on our creative and innovative focus area. So definitely tune into that. But to answer this question, If you want to add anything, Dr. Trexler, about how the
Sure.
students support culturally driven and creative education initiatives, that would be great.
So yes, so we have a creative and innovative education program focus area because we recognize that we need good future international leaders in this area to show that learning really relies on the artistic creation, development of instruction and teaching moving forward in this landscape. And so we are very excited to offer that program focused concentration area. We have a fantastic course in that program called Mind, Brain, and Teaching, and it focuses on the artistic nature of learning in today's classroom. So, yes, many of the focus area for creative focuses on that innovative area. So yes, I would ask you to tune into that upcoming webinar, but certainly if you have a more pressing question prior to the webinar, you can certainly the contact information at the beginning of the webinar, you have a mine, and our director of ITGL is currently on the slide there, Dr. Jennifer Adams. She would be most happy to answer any questions involving the content in our creative and innovative area prior to that webinar occurring.
Yeah, great. Thank you. Can either Tony or Dr. Trexler talk about how students can get involved in competitions to get funding for ventures?
Oh yeah, sure. I can share my own experience. So the people hit rock bottom all the time, but most of them just stay there and get comfortable and build a couch and build a house down there. But actually, as entrepreneurship, don't do that. The best thing in life you can do is go down and sprint right back up. I have done it more than one time, I think. Always remember, life happens for you, not to you. That's totally different. So you may learn in the future what is pitch deck. Pitching is a key point you can get found. Pitching is getting someone to say yes to you. If your idea is amazing, if you can make me rich, you can make investor rich, they will say yes to you. If you can get one yes, you can get a credit card from them. And if you can presume someone else to say yes to you, you win. That's my own experience.
Awesome. Um, can you talk about the size of the cohort and the composition of the student body, and if there are any graduate assistantships that are available?
So we have currently we have about 130 students in the ITGO cohort. We have a mixture of students demographically on an international scale. So mainly we have students from mainland China. We do have students from Korea. We do have students from other parts of the world. So we are moving towards more of an international composition as a student body. So yes, the typical class size in your coursework in entrepreneurship is about 20 students in coursework. And as you kind of move along, when you're out in experiential learning, you could typically be in a very small group with your mentor, whether that's out in the school or whether that's in a entrepreneurship organization.
Great. And then our final question is, do students have the chance to collaborate with students at other JHU schools?
So yes, you absolutely do. And actually, at this past year's, or at this, we actually had our second annual hackathon last weekend, and those students who attended the hackathon were able to interact and design a project with our Whiting School of Engineering students. And so these are activities and opportunities that we look forward to do across the Johns Hopkins campus. And so you will be invited to many different conferences that are held here at our main campus that go across many different areas from AI to computer science to engineering. So we look for those opportunities as we did in last weekend's hackathon, where we asked our ITGL students to pair up with engineering students from our Whiting School of Engineering.
No, we had a couple more questions pop up. Do you know any other examples of alumni ventures or businesses? This person is particularly interested in a different target audience, not only in a school.
Yes, if you want
Uh,
to,
yeah.
yeah, go ahead, Tony. Go
Oh,
ahead.
yeah, sure. Actually, about my own experience is a little bit different. So I went to America when I was only 12 years old. I know about the society, so I'm trying to focus on my own experience about 3 years ago for a specific target audience. So if you are personally really interested in not just in the school, I recommend you to go outside to try to find someone is better than you, someone is smarter than you, like the Whiting School, like the Carey Business School. Just like Dr. Trexler mentions, we do have a lot of activities, not just happen in ITGLs. So you will have opportunity to work, to collaborate with other people from different school or even different university. So this will make you to concentrate your own focus. That's very important. Thank
Great.
you.
Thank you, Tony.
Um, Thanks. And then, does the program provide opportunities for aspiring education supervisors or policymakers to develop curricula, especially that are relevant to a local community's potential environmental issues, tourism, etc.?
Yes, I mean, through your experiential learning, you'll have the ability to design curriculum. It's some of our extended learning opportunities that would go out to international sites and schools. We currently have one that is close to working with Myanmar and the online curriculum that institute and group is working with as part of extended learning. And so you have the opportunity, we can help you as a faculty co-collaborate and identify what those opportunities are while you're with us in the program.
Awesome. Thank you both for your time and for your thoughtful answers to our questions. Thank you to all of our participants who joined us here this morning. And just to let you know, if you have any further questions, reach out to myself or Jennifer Adams. Dr. Adams is the program faculty lead of our ITGL program. And then this webinar is also being recorded and will be posted onto our YouTube channels if you wanted to rewatch and get any information you might have missed. Thank you so much and enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you, Tony, Dr. Trexler.
Thank you, everyone.